Hey guys, it's Chauncey with Good Music to Know. Today I'm here with Preen, a band whose music taps into the melodic heart of the late 60s pop and the melancholic emotional punch of the 90s alternative. Their sound is nostalgic, new, full of spellbinding melodies and harmonies that definitely stick with you, and we're so happy to have them here today. So thanks for joining, guys.
Hi.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course. I know it's a bit of a cliche question to start off with, but I'm always curious. So how did you guys meet and start making music together?
I used to run a music night, which was mainly solo artists in South London. And both of these guys played. And then we decided to start a band because we were all playing alone.
And we all kind of played in various iterations of just jamming with each other. But when we finally got in a room together, it just clicked.
And where does the name Preen actually come from? Is there a story behind it?
I like to go on Wikipedia deep dives, and we were discussing a name for the band. And one of my deep dives at the time was bird related, and I kept seeing the word preen come up, and I thought it sounded cool, like cream and queen. And
we liked that it was one word, one syllable.
Yeah,
just kind of has like a real punchiness to it. I don't know. As soon as we heard it, we were like, that's the one.
Someone asked us if it was because we were really vain, though, because we like preening ourselves, which is also kind of true. Just kidding.
It's not entirely not.
But yeah, I was looking into your sound, and it definitely gives this 90s melancholic alternative folk mix, with a bit of 60s in there. So I was just curious, did you guys always have a clear idea of the sound you wanted at the start, or did this sound kind of evolve as you guys played more together?
Personally, I don't think that there was a clear idea. I think it was just really nice to collaborate with two people and write things that you never could have done on your own.
Yeah.
We all had inspirations that were a bit retro, a bit folky. We're all fans of Big Thief and Elliott Smith and the Beatles. And so somehow that all kind of mixed together. And I feel like now we've really tapped into a specific sound for a couple of years.
Yeah, I feel like it's always kind of the philosophy has always been bring what you have to the to the band, to the table. Yeah, and it's we still are always showing each other new music that we personally really like. It's a bit of osmosis of influences all combining together, which is cool.
I think, because we're interested in kind of melodic writing, those 2 decades are pretty good for that sort of music.
Yeah.
Doing it well. So I think that's probably where, rather than wanting to go back to that time, I think they're just great times for that kind of music. So
yeah, you guys definitely would have thrived at a Woodstock 69 concert about
one night.
Some of your songs. I definitely thought of the Beatles, but I was I could definitely see you guys playing at Woodstock 69. Has the vibe, yeah. But then you have songs Song About a Car or your latest release, I Know, and they seem so real and personal. I know for me, it's very close to home. I'm assuming it's about a breakup and it being maybe easy for one person and not so much for the other. So these stories definitely feel kind of real and personal. So are these stories from personal experiences? Or are they more just about universal emotions that we all kind of go through?
I think each of us has a slightly different idea about this question, because I would say that I write from quite a personal place, and then because we're such close friends, we're always we're discussing our lives. So it kind of I end up writing personal things, but about these guys, or just about our friendship.
Or you kind of end up writing something and then fit it to a narrative about someone else, but then really it was about you all along.
Yeah,
that seems to be recurring.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes I'll be reading about something interesting, and like you say, just write something about it, and then I'll listen to it maybe a few months after and be oh shit, that was about that. I should have known.
Yeah. And when you guys are performing live, is there a moment you secretly live for? Well, it doesn't have to be secretly, or a moment that you live for, a certain lyric or a specific song you guys all play together, or a crowd reaction?
That's a good one.
I love the harmony at the end of Song About a Car still.
Yeah.
Playing that live.
There's a line at the end in the outro, which is it's been a long time coming. It's kind of celebratory after quite a more of a melancholic song, but then you get this uplifting moment at the end. And that it's nice to get the crowd's reaction to that.
Even in a slower song, sometimes when you get really angsty, you can go yeah.
Yeah.
Really lean into it.
I like playing I Know as well, because usually we'll be playing, not usually, but a lot there'll be venues where it's quite loud, and that's a really it's more of a quiet song. It's quite like grungy live, but it's by maybe like halfway through the song, sometimes it feels like we've captured people's attention with the song, which is nice, even though it's quite a sad song.
Have there been any songs that you guys have had like second doubts about releasing, or maybe even songs that changed drastically from like the first draft?
100%.
Yeah, I think a lot of our songs, when we first write, it's not really, we don't finish things and then put a lid on it. We go back and kind of add a little bit of, add a few ingredients here and there, let it stew for a while, and then sometimes it can be months in between, and then you come back and you think, oh, that idea was actually good, let's start again on it. And like we just finished a song recently that we're excited about, but that had been like
a couple of years ago.
Fragments of it had been there for a long time and it never quite clicked, and then it just did one time. So sometimes that happens, sometimes it's quicker, I guess, as well.
It's a weird kind of unpredictable process sometimes, because I guess like the purest form of our songs is just us three sat in a room playing the songs. And so then once you've written it, it sounds good in your head. It sounds good as a three, and we've got a bassist and drummer. And then there's working that out and then performing it live. And then when you come to recording it, completely different. So there's all these different steps. But then once you get to the very end, I think it usually does get to the best version of it that it can be.
Yeah. And what's your creative process like for the three of you together? So is it lyrics first, you said, and then the beat? Or do you work around a sound or a beat and then you add the lyrics to it? Like, how do you guys come together to make something or craft a song?
I used to write a lot of lyrics first when I was writing songs by myself, and I think that meant that like the melody kind of softened a little bit. I don't think it's a bad way to start, but these two both write melodies first. As a three, we tend to come up with melodies first, or there's like one little fragment of a lyric. There's never like a full set of lyrics and then we're trying to fit it to a melody, because I think you always feel like you're being kind of disingenuous when you're doing that, because you're a bit like fitting something organic that was made to something else that you're trying to make organic. It's like
I think it's really nice writing with other people, because it's kind of like you can come up with the melody and the chords and then you're just like, help.
Yeah
I want to see what someone else can bring to this.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes like a bit of a writer's block, but it's not like that when you're just bouncing it off other people.
That's the cool thing about interpreting each other's fragments as well. Like you'll bring something to the other two and they'll be like, oh, I think that this means this, or the song will get continued in a way that you didn't expect. And it makes it feel like more of a living thing that's kind of growing out of your control, which is quite nice.
Yeah, I always like to ask this question also so I can discover new artists. But who are a few artists at the moment that you guys constantly have on repeat? Like if you were to look at your Spotify at the moment, who's in your repeat list that you can't get enough of?
We're supposed to be going to a gig tonight.
Yeah, straight after this, we're going to someone called Dan English. We've only listened to a few of his songs, but we're really excited to kind of see the lineup. I think he's friends with bands like Caroline.
Oh, okay, cool.
In that sort of circle. And we also we've been listening to a lot of Cameron Winter.
Nice.
I don't know how to say this person's name, but I've been listening to her album so much, and it's Saya Gray. S.A.
Oh, I love her.
She's
amazing.
And Perfume Genius. I've been listening to a lot.
Have you listened to the new album?
Yeah, so I'm a massive Aldous Harding fan, and they did like a collaboration recently, the two of them. And I hadn't really listened to Perfume Genius before, but now I'm getting super into that. It's really like hearty and emotional.
It's a great music video as well.
Yeah, so fun. Yeah, there's just so much stuff. I feel like that's one of the joys of life, is just like searching through the music of everything.
The world.
Of the world. I was going to be like of Spotify.
Music
and then
music of the people.
I was about to be like of Spotify, and then I was like, maybe it's not cool to just pretend that like all music exists in Spotify. Spotify is evil. No.
I mean, secretly it is, but...
Also, a big shout out to some friends of ours in a band called Silver Twin, who we love. And we've played with a lot, but yeah, they've become good mates.
They've got some new music coming out soon. But yeah, exciting.
And what's up next for you guys in 2025? So any shows, new music, an album?
We've organised a little tour which starts this weekend. So we're doing a tour of like the north of England with 4 dates. And then I think later in the year we're going to go to the south.
Yeah.
we're like really getting outside of our comfort zone, aren't we?
One of our goals this year, was to get out of London, play a few more shows.
Yeah.
And we're really excited that that's happening.
Yeah. And then we're going to Barcelona at the end of the year, which
that'll be fun.
Cool.
And we've got 2 songs on the way that are part of So I Know and English Sun that are out already. They're kind of part of a bigger like EP release. Those next 2 songs are coming in the next few months. And we're looking to hopefully start on an album. We've got it mapped out. We've got it planned out on paper, but not much else.
Great. I'm on the fridge.
Yeah, it's on the fridge. It's just like the list. We've argued over the list a bit already, which feels like a starting point.
Yeah. We've got the songs, we've got the material. So it's just we're trying to find out what the best next steps are.
You're already halfway there. Yeah. So you guys have a show in Barcelona?
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool. Will it be your first time there?
Yes, playing. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I love that place. It'll be nice.
Yeah.
I always like to ask this question, but ultimately, what do you hope like your fans and the listeners take away when they listen to your music?
I hope it makes them feel good. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that the music has to be happy, but I feel that the harmonies, the way they make me feel and like us feel, I think that happens with the audience as well. Like that, it's just something about harmonies that kind of like makes you just happy to be hearing music. But yeah,
something I often think about and talk about with these 2 is that like when you listen to music from the 60s, like the Beatles, you'll get an album with, the sound ranges so much on one album. And I think just like that, obviously as huge as they were, that you can hear that they're just like 4 mates.
Yeah.
Playing together. And there's something really nice about feeling like a connection to the musicians listening. And I hope that people can listen to it. And, it's not, the music isn't like out there. The music is a bit kooky and a bit fun, a bit silly sometimes.
Yeah, silliness is a big takeaway, I think.
I think it's just we're sharing something, and that's really fun. We're obviously writing music that we want to hear as well. So that's the most important thing, I think.
Yeah, I think those are the main questions I had for you guys for today. So with that being said, I guess any final words then for the fans and your listeners, or the listeners?
Oh, I don't know. Stay hydrated.
Everyone says this.
Does everyone say it?
Yes. I think it's working.
I take it back. Wait, stay dehydrated.
So
Stay dehydrated.
No, I mean, apparently, no, it's a good reminder.
If you want us to come and play in your town, let us know and we'll come.
Yeah.
That's a promise.
There you go.
That is a promise. That's a threat. Someone on TikTok commented, we put a video out being like coming to a town near you or something and someone commented, please don't come to my town.
Oh God.
So maybe like,
Is that a threat? Yeah.
so I think we're gonna go there now.
Well, you guys should definitely come to Berlin because I think it would be very well received. We have a nice indie alternative scene here, so hopefully you guys make it over one day. Yep.
Yeah, I'd love to.
We've just missed out on like shows in Paris. I think a friend was trying to get us to come to the Netherlands, so we'll see.
Europe next year.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, thanks so much, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time. I know you're probably super busy with everything, so
Okay, and you.
yeah, of course.